What's going on, everybody? It's been a minute or two. I was on a decent roll for a couple uploads and kind of fell off. It's been a interesting few weeks. I kind of got derailed. I got sick, and that really threw me off from everything I was doing, working on things, working on myself, and it's kind of rolled over to another week and another week and another week. And I think that's kind of a thing that a lot of people run into is, you miss one day and then, oh, well, I'll get it tomorrow, and then miss that day, and then it's 3 days, and then before you know it, you've missed a week, and then it's 2 weeks, and then it's a month, and so on and so forth. And eventually you've just kind of got to tell yourself it's time to break the cycle. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I've been meaning to get back on this and, continue uploading and, just continue the grind. I've found that I've really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed kind of documenting things. And the weeks that I have missed, haven't done a whole lot, but I mean, there's definitely stuff that I didn't capture or didn't upload. I went on a work trip, and there was definitely stuff that I could have captured, but I never did anything, and I kept telling myself I was going to, and procrastination, and here we are. So yeah, it's been a minute. I'm still here, and it's kind of what this video is for, is just another placeholder so I can keep myself accountable and get back in the game, and hopefully spark some motivation to get back at other stuff. I started on a healthier lifestyle and eating better and going to the gym back in October, and I hurt my knee, and that kind of derailed me. And just like I said, one thing led to another, to another, to another, and here I am, and I haven't been back in a gym since December, which I don't miss it in the here and now, but then I'll get to the next day and it's like, man, I really should have just gotten up and gone to the gym. I know I would feel better. And just like this week, every day this week, I've said, I'm going to make a video, and the morning time will come, and I just won't push record on anything. I'll have the camera out and hooked up, and I just never pushed record, whether it be not really wanting to, or no motivation, or just didn't do it. So here I am. I'm forcing myself to do it. So yeah, and part of what's helping that is we're headed into springtime, slowly but surely, and the sun's staying out longer. I mean, we're almost 5 o'clock now, and it's still sunny enough to have on sunglasses outside. And I think I saw something about day before yesterday was the last day for 9 months that the sun won't set before 6 p.m., which is fantastic in my book. So yeah, so here we are. Nothing too special today, just heading into the weekend, and don't have a whole lot planned, but again, just trying to keep myself accountable here. I've got people that have reached out, that have watched and kind of been an inspiration. Called me out in his live stream the other night, and still waiting on that next upload, and I'm here, I'm uploading. And it's hard sometimes. Life happens, and you go have ups, downs, and there's things that have been good, things that have been bad, just like anybody else's. I have a video that I'm trying to come up with that will explain some of our downs, and why early part of next month is going to be particularly difficult, but that'll be coming soon once I figure out exactly how I want to do that. I'd like to do something a little bit more special than just a talking head from my Ace Pro 2 here. Yes, I don't have my seatbelt on. Yes, I need to fix that. Let me go ahead and fix it now, because procrastination is never a good thing. All right, so we've got that fixed now. I think that's the theme here. You know, it's procrastination, and I've been a perfect procrastinator for a good part of my life. You know, I think a lot of people run into that. You know, it's one of those things. It's easier to put off until tomorrow what you could get done today. I mean, it's the easy button. And I think when you take the time to not take the easy way out is when you start growing as a person. And I think that's what I miss the most about not pushing record. I started journaling and doing some tracking of habits and whatnot, and it was hard to keep up with, but at the end of the day, it really made me feel good. You know, I'm breaking the cycle, and you know, it's nothing groundbreaking or anything, but it's something, you know, you're pushing yourself beyond what you normally would do. Like, I'm terrible about just coming home and hitting the computer and being right in front of it for the rest of the night. And, you know, before you know it, it's time to get up and go to bed, because you look around and everybody else has gone to bed, including the dog. Like, and it's like, man, here I am alone in the dark watching YouTube videos or playing video games or whatever you're up to. So yeah, you know, I think everybody runs into it, and me included, and it's hard to break the habit of it. So here I am again. I'm trying to break that habit and get back on track with what I had started this year. You know, I had that lack of motivation and kind of psyching myself out before I ever started, saying, oh, you know, you've missed the boat already this year. You took too long. You might as well just wait. There's no point in restarting. But I told myself this afternoon when I was walking to my car, I said, you know what? Today's the day. We're just gonna start it over again. You know, it's never too late to start. That's what you hear a lot of people saying, and here I am. It's never too late to start. So hopefully this will kickstart, get us back on track, and I'm still trying to get that at least once a week upload going. It's never easy, and I'm just sitting here filming, looking into my little action camera hooked up to the windshield, and no real production value, no real crazy story. And I think that's one of the things that I've learned about doing and filming yourself is whenever you try to do this and film yourself, you know, all the guys that are on YouTube that have been doing it for a while, they just make it look so easy and effortless. And anything you do with the camera that you are planning or trying to make something of more than just a here, push play and talk to this camera, if you're trying to make something we'll call cinematic or trying to tell a story, it always prolongs it. It always adds a ton of time that you really don't think about how much extra time it takes just to set the camera up and push record. And, you know, normally when I leave work and I hop in the car, it's 10-15 seconds, toss my stuff in the car, get in, start it up, and I'm gone. You know, I'm just hooking up the Ace Pro into the window, and I was an extra 5 minutes getting the camera hooked up, getting it cut on, connecting to it, getting it level so I wasn't looking at the roof and I wasn't, you know, angled off wrong. And, you know, this is just a little action camera. So it really makes you slow down a little bit too, which in this kind of day and age, it's not a terrible thing, because Lord knows we move fast enough. Everything's faster. And yeah, I'm sitting here rambling, and I've kind of got on track, but it's kind of just a mind dump video too, I guess. Just cruising down the road with me. So that's a good segue too into this. You know, anybody that's watching or, you know, that's following along, if you're out there, you know, what are you continuing on with, you know, New Year's resolutions or goals or things that you set for yourself to do this year? You know, have you given up already, or are you still trudging along, you know, trying to accomplish the goals you set forth for yourself? You know, I'm trying. Getting sick for a week and being down and out really threw a wrench into everything, and I looked at the journal that I'm using, and it's pretty pitiful for February's logs. I mean, you can see the last day that I was feeling good, and then I got sick, and I haven't touched it since. I opened it last night. So tonight will be the first time I've used it again since I think like the 10th or 11th of February. So it's kind of empty right now, but again, just gonna push myself to get right back on the horse and keep going. And that's another thing this video is about, just to make myself do it. And you know, every day you do it, it gets a little bit easier. The first video I made wasn't very good. The second one I made wasn't very good. This one's probably not been so great because you're just listening to me ramble, but I'm enjoying the process, even though I'm not very good at this. The process of capturing the video and finally doing what I said that I was going to do all those years ago and just never did it. You get that little dopamine hit. You know, just it's fun. It's a good time. It's kind of relaxing. For any of y'all that follow Roman Atwood, he posted a video yesterday of him with his kids going to a theme park, and he said it the best. It's kind of like a roller coaster. Like you hesitate to get on that first one, but as soon as you get on the first one and you ride it and you go, by the time you get off, it's like, man, I want to do that again. Let's go. And that's kind of what this is like. You post that first one and it's like, man, that was fun. There's a thrill in it, even though, you know, I don't have an audience yet. I don't know if I ever will. I'm just having a good time, but you're putting yourself out there. And that excitement, nervousness, everything wraps up into this. And like I said, it's a little dopamine shot that feels good. It's fun. And you're kind of ready to make the next one, and then the next one. And I can feel it right now, just in the middle of making this one, that, man, I'm ready to go on to the next one. Don't know what it's going to be about. Don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I enjoy the process of having this little camera in my car, and I'm just cruising down the road, talking to y'all. And, you know, I know some of these people that I get stuck beside are probably looking over like, what in the world is this guy doing? But it's a good time. So I encourage any of y'all that ever thought about it, doesn't matter, you know, if you're 10 or 100, if you've got a camera, you've got one on your cell phone, pull it out, talk to it. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. I made some videos on the work conference I was at, just kind of walking around, and everybody looked at you like you had 3 heads, but who cares? I've got the videos, and it was nothing special, but it was stuff that I wanted a record for, and I've got them. Who cares? They're never going to see you again, and if they do, oh well. You know, I find that most people don't even look at you again. Like, they don't give it a second thought. I think so many people are on their phones, and social media being what it is, and I think everybody's just kind of used to it by now. So if you've ever wanted to do it, don't let the fear stop you. Just pull it out and go for it. You know, you have more of a chance of a store someplace asking you to stop than, you know, somebody laughing or pointing or whatever. Nobody cares. They really don't. So just pull your camera out, start talking to it. Try it out. I've done it a couple times. The stuff that I filmed wasn't really a complete story. It was just little quick bursts of stuff that if I tried to put together and post, it wouldn't make any sense, because it was right in the middle of doing stuff, and You know, at one point I'm standing in an atrium, the next point I was in my room, and then the next point I was in a car, and it's across like 3 or 4 days. But so it's probably 30 or 40 seconds of usable video for anything that really wouldn't make any sense to anybody. But I look at it and I laugh because it was some funny stuff with some people that I had met there. But yeah, just go for it. Have fun with it. That's what this is all about anyway. Just having fun. Have fun, document your life. It's fun to go back on in a few years and see what you were doing. You know, we go through so much and life moves so fast that, you know, I don't remember exactly what I was doing last week or last month. You know, and it's just fun to look back on. Have a running log of what you were doing. I do know that I am hoping by the next time y'all see me that this mop up on top of my head will be gone, because it's beyond time for it to get cut again. It's starting to bug me. Y'all have seen me kind of wipe it across my face, and it's hanging down and it's starting to get irritating. So that is definitely on the to-do list this weekend. It's something that needs to happen before Monday. But so hopefully next video I will look a little bit more presentable. But I think that's going to be it, guys. You know, I wanted to make this as a new kickoff point and let y'all know I am still here. I'm still going to be posting for anybody that's watching or has been watching. I'm hoping now that also weather's going to start breaking from the cold, even though I thought we were done, and now they're talking for more snow and wintry mess beginning of this coming week. And then I think somebody said something about it's supposed to be 80 by the end of the week. I, for one, am done with the wintry mess. We had our snow and ice that hung around entirely too long that I showed y'all from when I was at work, and I'm over it. I'm ready for warmer weather, sunshine, not being dark when we leave at 4:30 in the afternoon. And I'm really hoping that that's going to bring me the ability to show y'all some of the other hobbies that I've told you about, like the RC cars or the photography. I've got a couple plans for taking y'all along for some of the photos that I'm taking. I haven't really been a landscape photography person, other than a few certain things, but I'm gonna try and get out and go explore around and maybe walk around and take some pictures of more of landscape style. So I'm planning on attaching y'all to the camera, and you know, y'all will be able to see kind of what I see. But in due time, like I said, we got to get through this last little breath of winter, and then hopefully we'll be home free and we'll be able to get out and enjoy the outdoors a little bit more. But yeah, until then, until next time, you know, stay positive, get a little bit out of your comfort zone every now and again, and you know, try to work on the procrastination and just forcing yourself to do something. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, and it's definitely when we start growing. So until next time, I will see you guys later.